and life continued in Ithaca, within the halls he had built. The days passed without disturbance, and nothing yet had come to divide them. But beyond that place, beyond the quiet waters, a woman had been taken. Carried across the sea by Paris, son of Priam. A bond of guest and host broken, and from that act, men made mention of it, not as rumour, but as something that would not remain contained. Word began to move, not in haste, but steadily, from one land to another, and with it, the memory of an oath. And in time, it reached Ithaca, not with clamour, nor with the voices of many men, but as such things do, borne across the sea and given voice when it could no longer be refused. The oath once sworn in the halls of Sparta now called those who had sworn it, and those who were bound by it were required to answer, not by force, but by the word once given. There was no urgency in it, no confusion, only the knowledge it would be done. And Odysseus heard it. He did not speak at once, but understood what it would require. And though the word had reached him, he did not answer at once. He remained within his house, where Penelope was, and the child still young beside her. Nothing there called him outward, yet the summons could not be refused. And he, who understood what lay ahead, sought a way to turn from it, knowing what would be lost. And so he chose a cunning course. Far from the gathering host, in rugged Ithaca, Odysseus did not take up the summons. Instead, he yoked an ox and an ass together and drove them across the field, but not as a man in his senses, for he sowed the earth with salt. The earth turned beneath the blade, and the salt fell where no seed would grow. A king, no longer himself in the sight of men, and those who saw it said, "The king is not in his right mind." Yet not all were deceived. And to Ithaca they came, Menelaus, and with him Palamedes, a man keen in counsel, who saw what others could not. And those who watched did not speak. And he devised a test. He took the child, Telemachus, still an infant, and took him from her arms, bringing him into the open field. The beasts moved forward, and the child lay in their path. And in that moment, before the blade could reach him, Odysseus turned it aside. And then the truth was known. The madness had been a feint, and the man of many ways could not escape what had been called. What is hidden will be brought to light, not by force, but by the moment that cannot be escaped. And a man may turn in many ways, yet not from what he is. And there, in the open field, nothing more was required. No word was needed, no charge laid against him. What had been hidden stood revealed. And Odysseus did not shrink from it. He stood as he was, and what he had sought to turn aside now stood before him. And before he went, he spoke to his wife and said,
"Dear woman, I do not know if all the Achaeans will return from Troy, or if I myself will fall there. The Trojans, they say, are strong in battle, skilled with spear and bow, and with the chariot, which turns the tide of war. So I cannot say what the gods intend, whether I shall return or perish there before the walls of Troy. But all that is here must rest in your care. Watch over my father and my mother, as you do now, or better still. And when you see the beard upon the boy's cheek, take another husband and leave this house."
And so he spoke, not in haste, but as one who understood what lay ahead. And she heard him, not as one who did not understand, but as one who did. And what passed between them needed no words. And so the time came. There was no turning aside. The ship was made ready, drawn down to the water's edge. The men gathered, not in haste, but with purpose. And Odysseus went among them. Though bound, he did not refuse. And within him, his thoughts began to churn. He did not look back. The shore remained unchanged, though those who left it would not be. The oars were set, and the hull met the sea, and the land of Ithaca fell away behind him, not broken, but left. And so he left Ithaca, not lost to it, but carried from it upon the sea. I am Callianera,